Hello and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking you through 6 big mistakes I see people doing with their email marketing all the time and how to avoid them. So hi, if you're new here, my name is Anna from By Rosanna Design. I am an online educator and website designer, and I post all sorts of things to do with business, branding, marketing, tutorials, and things like that here on my channel. So if you like that kind of content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below. So today we're talking all about mistakes that you're probably making with your email marketing. If you know me or you've checked out my channel before, you'll know that I really love talking about email marketing. It's something I'm very passionate about, and I see a lot of my clients and people that I talk to making these mistakes with their email lists. So I just wanted to bring them to light and share some tips on how to avoid making them as well. So the first mistake I see people making is waiting until they have lots of people on their list before they start emailing them. So if you just don't have the time to send out email newsletters and it's a toss-up between starting a list and getting it growing versus not starting it at all, then obviously the best thing is to actually get started and start growing your list as soon as possible. But if you do have time and you've just forgotten about your list, or you're just putting off actually sending out a newsletter until you have a certain number of people on your list because you think it won't be worth it, then this is a big mistake. When people sign up to your email list, they want to hear from you, and if you're not delivering that, then they're going to either forget who you are or they're going to be quite surprised when you do actually email them. And again, if you are just trying to build your list and you genuinely don't have time to start your email newsletter, that's absolutely fine. It's better than not doing it. But if you're just waiting until you hit a certain number of subscribers, then you should just forget about that and start treating everyone on your list like VIPs. Even if you might not have that many, every single one of them has given you their email address and they want to see some value in return. So start treating your list like it's got 10,000 people on it, even when you're getting started. Not only is this good for building engagement and connection with people who are on your list, but it also gets you into the swing of creating content regularly as well. And if you're worried that you're going to be just sending out some of your best content and only a couple of people will see it, and then you feel like you can't send out that content again because the people who were on your list back when it was small might have already seen it, then that's where you need to start setting up automations and workflows in your email marketing software. Because that's the next mistake that I was going to mention that I see people doing, is just using their email marketing software to send one-off campaigns or one-off newsletters every week or every couple of weeks, rather than also using it for all the amazing automations that you can set up with it as well, such as creating a welcome sequence, and you could put some of your best content in there, and that means that everyone who signs up to your email list will all get the same content no matter when they sign up to your list, because it's automated and you don't have to send it out every time. So yeah, you can send out a welcome sequence, you can create automated funnels or nurture sequences that are encouraging people towards a certain goal or a certain promotion or offer that you have on. There's so many things you can do with automations, so don't forget about that part of email marketing. It's a huge part of it. A third really big mistake that I see people doing is, yes, it's all very well if you've created a freebie or a lead magnet or an opt-in incentive, whatever you want to call it, to encourage people to sign up to your list. They sign up, they get like a free download or something. But I see people creating these and making them way too general or way too broad, because they think, I want to get as many people as I can on my list and I want to grow my list really big, but forgetting that it's not the quantity of people that you have on your list, but the quality. You want them to be really specific and targeted to your niche and what you actually do, and make sure that they are actually interested in what you offer and they weren't just interested in the kind of general broader freebie. I did this myself, and I actually grew an email list of 10,000 subscribers using a freebie that actually wasn't that tailored to the audience that I wanted, and I ended up deleting that whole list of 10,000 subscribers. I'll go into this in way more detail in a blog post, which I will link below. But a large reason towards that, and there were other reasons as well, but a large reason for me doing that was because I had built a list of people who actually weren't my target audience. They were just people that were interested in my very general freebie that of course lots of people would want, but they may not have been the right people for me. My fourth mistake is making your emails too image heavy. If you're using a software like ConvertKit or MailChimp, you might find that some of the templates are a bit clunky, and if you want to customize it yourself, sometimes you have to use code, or they just look a bit clunky and ugly. So I know oftentimes people are very tempted to just design the whole email in like Canva or something, export the images and upload those into your email template, make your email look nice, but most of it is images. And the reason why this is bad is, first of all, it's not very accessible. So when you have images uploaded into your email template, if there are blind people, for example, accessing your emails via a screen reader that reads out the text to them, they can't read what's in an image. So that kind of limits your accessibility. But the other reason is because a lot of spam filters will block emails that have got too many images in them. And you want to make sure that if a email service provider like Gmail or Yahoo, if they actually hide the images or they don't download them all, which sometimes they do in order to make the emails load quicker or to stop viruses coming through or to stop their users thinking that it's spam, sometimes they just won't download the images. And you want to make sure that if your images don't download in the email that you're sending out, that your email is still readable and people still understand what it's about. And if you've got literally everything in the email as an image, if those don't download, then people are just going to see a blank screen and they won't know what the email is about. So it's better if you can to go more lightly on the images and incorporate lots of text in there too. And I would highly recommend checking out Flowdesk. It is the email marketing software that I recommend. I talk about it all the time, but their email builder is so nice to use. It's really intuitive, it's really easy, and it creates the most beautiful email templates. It's like nothing like MailChimp or ConvertKit and stuff like that. It's not clunky, it's not difficult to use. There's loads of pre-made templates that look really beautiful as well. So I would recommend checking that out if you are struggling to find a template or create the design of the emails that you like. My next mistake is for people who will go for long gaps without emailing their list. And that's normal, that's absolutely fine. It happens in life. We go through periods where we just can't do it all, and if we can't send out a newsletter, then that's fine. But people who do this on a serial basis, and then every time they come back to start getting in the swing of sending newsletters again, they end up saying something like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I've been away," or "Oh, I'm back," or basically apologizing for the fact that they haven't emailed in a long time, but just doing it constantly. Unfortunately, I have to be honest, most people on your list probably won't notice if you don't email them in a while, unless they're a super fan, in which case that's great and amazing for you, but most people aren't going to notice or care if you haven't emailed in a while. But people will notice if you make a big deal out of it and keep apologizing and saying things about it. So obviously the best thing to do is to actually be consistent. If you can't keep up with doing weekly emails, change it to twice a month or once a month. It doesn't really matter how often you do it, as long as it's consistent and people learn what to expect from you. But regardless of which it is, just stop apologizing, give yourself a break, and give people a break because they probably don't really care or didn't notice in the first place. And lastly, a mistake you might be making that is getting your emails stuck in the spam folder or in the promotions folder in the email service providers like Gmail, Yahoo, stuff like that. And that is by using spammy language, or what Google or what the email service provider classes as spammy language, in your email headline and in the first few lines of text. So using words like sale or lots of exclamation marks or free or buy now, all those kinds of words and phrases are basically picked up by spam filters as being spammy and are more likely to get your email stuck in the spam box or in the promotions folder if you use that type of language. Also, using too much punctuation like exclamation marks or question marks altogether often gets picked up by spam filters. So just go easy on that and find clever ways to write headlines and email preview text that gets across the message that you're trying to say, but without sounding too spammy. I hope you enjoyed those tips. If you are interested in learning more about email marketing, how to start, grow and nurture an email list, all using my favorite tool, which is Flowdesk, you can check out my email marketing with Flowdesk online course. It's just £58 at the moment, and it literally includes everything you need to know to create your freebie, grow your list, send out email newsletters, write amazing headlines, what content to send, how to create automations, all with tutorials right in Flowdesk as well. And I will leave the link to that in the description of this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back again soon with another video.